Latin America is really extremely important for biodiversity. The economy of that region is very much relying on natural resources. So obviously climate change really risks eroding the economic base of the region. There's the thought that Latin America is also an extremely unequal region. There's a huge gap between rich and poor, and there's a lot of evidence that suggests that the poorer sections of the population are the ones also mostly affected by climate change. So indeed, if we want to do something, there's a huge mandate to do it exactly in Latin America. We said, okay, if we try to implement such a huge program in a context such as Latin America, that means we have 18 countries that are eligible for our support, we should also make sure that on our side we try to come to this discussion with European expertise. The approach we chose, we decided to talk to all EU member countries to say, look, we have a huge program here, we want to implement this in Latin America. Which of your agencies that you have has actually experience in the region and in the sector of environment climate change? And then which of these agencies would be willing to work with us? And so after a long process, we came with 5 different agencies from 3 different EU member states, combined also with 2 UN agencies that we have been working with before, that we also consider very relevant. That is, I think, a really new way of doing things. So instead of going to one body to implement it, we have this complexity of implementing partners, but we have a certain division of labor, and we try to make this work. The estimates are that for Latin America alone, the investment needs in these sectors are in the trillions of dollars. And we can offer millions. So that is a very small contribution. So obviously we have our challenges laid out clearly. But we also try to see that if we have a contribution that can in any case be only modest, at the same time we want to make sure that it's as relevant as possible. And so this is where we try to optimize the processes in the dialogue with our partner countries. It's not us telling them what to do, but it's us listening to them and seeing how we could best fit in the light of all the other initiatives that are also out there trying to do, in many cases, the same thing. I think we are now in the phase where we have started implementation seriously less than a year ago. And for us now, the key challenge will be to see how we can have the first result on the ground, that we can also go back to our hierarchy and to our member states and say, based on this package, based on these results, can we discuss if we're doing the right thing? And if we're doing the right thing, maybe we should continue doing it and doing more of it. So that's one direction to go. And the other one would be indeed, maybe we should open more towards the public, to tell also the public in Latin America and in Europe what we're doing, what we're trying to do, that this hopefully makes sense, and trying to get them interested, trying to get them to engage, because we all have the same objective. We want to make sure this planet remains livable for many generations to come.